Tonight, fear and frustration from Seoul to Washington that a presidential Twitter taunt could lead to a real war, provoking an already unstable leader to act.
I'm afraid that it's going to get Kim Jong-un more riled up.
President Trump responding to Kim's declaration that his nuclear button is always on his desk, tweeting, "I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works."
No one in the White House knows what is Kim Jong-un's ignition point, where one of these tweets is going to set him off and he's going to hit that button.
Experts say Kim Jong-un, who was raised inside a cutthroat dynasty where showing toughness is paramount, may feel there's only one way to counter Trump.
I do think Kim Jong-un will feel that he has to personally respond because culturally he has to look tough. He shows his generals that he's a tough guy. Kim Jong-un can stand up to Trump and the United States.
Analysts say to show that toughness, Kim could soon test another intercontinental ballistic missile to signal to Trump that the continental United States is within range of his nuclear missiles. Or he could have his army of hackers launch another devastating cyber attack, like the one that crippled Sony Pictures. But some current and former Trump advisors argue the president's tough talk is a refreshing change from diplomacy that so far hasn't worked with North Korea.
Frankly, dispensing with some of the diplomatic niceties and also the double standard whereby foreign leaders can trash America and threaten us and we're not expected to respond. I think it is a moment of clarity that will actually help both our friends and adversaries understand what the U.S. is thinking.
The back and forth about button size comes tonight as Kim Jong-un reopened a telephone hotline with South Korea that's been dormant for 2 years. The hotline, part of Kim's new overture for direct talks with South Korea, could ratchet down tensions on the peninsula, but could also ratchet things up with the U.S.
I think North Korea, Kim Jong-un is trying to play a pretty good hand with a very weak hand that he has. He's trying to really put a wedge between Washington and Seoul, playing Washington against Seoul by making overture to South Korea while still saying they're not going to give up nuclear weapons.
And analysts say by opening this hotline and making peaceful overtures to South Korea, Kim Jong-un may now be able to exact certain concessions from the South Koreans. He could get money from them. He could persuade them to reopen a lucrative industrial complex the two nations share, or he could talk South Korea into scaling back their military exercises with the U.S. Experts say by making those moves and possibly capitalizing on President Trump's taunts, the North Korean dictator will have created advantages for himself that he didn't have just a few days ago.